This is StoryLink Radio. Our stories are presented before a live audience, then recorded for the StoryLink Radio podcast for your on-demand listening pleasure. Please visit StoryLinkRadio.com for show notes, to find out how to join our live audience, and for lots of free stuff, including free audiobooks and much more. This episode is the next chapter in MORTE D'ARTHUR. Please remember to visit www.storylinkradio.com. Chapter 16. Yet more of the same battle. By then came into the field King Ban, as fierce as a lion, with bands of green and thereupon gold. "Aha!" said King Lot. "We must be discomfited, for yonder I see the most valiant knight of the world, and the man of the most renown. For such two brethren as is King Ban and King Bors are not living, wherefore we must needs void or die. And but if we avoid manly and wisely, there is but death." When King Ban came into the battle, he came in so fiercely that the strokes redounded again from the wood and the water. Wherefore King Lot wept for pity and dole, and he saw so many good knights take their end. But through the great force of King Ban, they made both the northern battles that were departed huddle together for great dread, and the three kings and their knights slew on ever, that it was pity on to behold that multitude of the people that fled. But King Lot, and King of the 100 Knights, and King Morganor, gathered the people together passing knightly, and did great prowess of arms, and held the battle all that day like hard. And when the King of the 100 Knights beheld the great damage that King Ban did, he thrust unto him with his horse, and smote him on high upon the helm a great stroke, and astonied him sore. Then King Ban was wroth with him, and followed on him fiercely. The other saw that, and cast up his shield, and spurred his horse forward. But the stroke of King Ban fell down, and carved a cantle off the shield, and the sword slid down by the hauberk behind his back, and cut through the trapping of steel, and the horse even in two pieces, that the sword felt the earth. Then the King of the 100 Knights voided the horse lightly, and with his sword he broached the horse of King Ban through and through. With that King Ban voided lightly from the dead horse, and then King Ban smote at the other so eagerly, and smote him on the helm, that he fell to the earth. Also in that ire he felled King Morganor, and there was great slaughter of good knights and much people. By then came into the press King Arthur, and found King Ban standing among dead men and dead horses, fighting on foot as a wood lion, that there came none nigh him, as far as he might reach with his sword. But he caught a grievous buffet, whereof King Arthur had great pity. And Arthur was so bloody that by his shield there might no man know him, for all was blood and brains on his sword. And as Arthur looked by him, he saw a knight that was passingly well horsed, and therewith Sir Arthur ran to him, and smote him on the helm, that his sword went unto his teeth, and the knight sank down to the earth dead. And anon Arthur took the horse by the rein, and led him unto King Ban, and said, "Fair brother, have this horse, for he have greater mystere thereof, and me repenteth sore of your great damage." "It shall soon be revenged," said King Ban, "for I trust in God mine ear is not such, but some of them may sore repent of it." "I will well," said Arthur, "for I see your deeds full actual. Nevertheless, I might not come at you at that time." But when King Ban was mounted on horseback, then there began new battle, the which was sore and hard, and passing great slaughter. And so, through great force, King Arthur, King Ban, and King Bors made their knights a little to withdraw them. But always the 11 kings with their great chivalry never turned back, and so withdrew them to a little wood, and so over a little river, and there they rested them. For on the night they might have no rest on that field. And then the 11 kings and the knights put them on a heap altogether, as men adread and out of all comfort. But there was no man might pass them. They held them so hard together, both behind and before, that King Arthur had marvel of their deeds of arms, and was passing wroth. "Ah, Sir Arthur," said King Ban and King Bors, "blame them not, for they do as good men ought to do. For by my faith," said King Ban, "they are the best fighting men, and knights of most prowess, that ever I saw or heard speak of. And those 11 kings are men of great worship, and if they were longing unto you, there were no king under heaven had such 11 knights, and of such worship. Well, I may not love them, said Arthur. They would destroy me. That what we well, said King Ban and King Bors, for they are your mortal enemies, and that hath been proved aforehand, and this day they have done their part, and that is great pity of their wilfulness. Then all of the 11 kings drew them together, and then said King Lot, Lords, ye must be other ways than ye do, or else the great loss is behind. Ye may see what people we have lost, and what good men we lose, because we wait always on these footmen, and ever in saving one of the footmen we lose 10 horsemen for him, and therefore this is mine advice. Let us put our footmen from us, for it is near night. For the noble Arthur will not tarry on the footmen, and for they may save themselves, the wood is near hand. And when we horsemen be together, look, each of you kings, let make such ordinance that none break upon pain of death. And who that seeth any man dress him to flee, lightly that he be slain, for it is better that we slay a coward than through a coward all we to be slain. How say ye? Said King Lot. Answer me, all ye kings. Well, it is well said, quoth King Nentres. And so said the king of the 100 knights, and the same said the king of Carados, and King Uriens, and so did King Idles, and King Brandagoras, and so did King Caedmont, and the Duke of Cambonnais, and the same said King Clarience, and King Aguisance, and swear they would never fail over, neither for life nor death. And whoso that fled, but did as they did, should be slain. Then they amended their harness, and righted their shields, and took new spears, and set them on their thighs, and stood still as it had been a plump of wood. Check back soon for the next chapter of MORTE D'ARTHUR. Thank you for listening to StoryLink Radio. If you like what you've just heard, we hope you will subscribe to our podcast and pass along our web address, www.storylinkradio.com. Be sure to visit our website for show notes, to find out how to join our live audience, and for lots of free stuff, including free audiobooks and much more. Join us next time for another story from StoryLink Radio.